Filming today in La Bolsita Canyon, again in the Lincoln National Forest of southern New Mexico. Simple little roadside camping area along the canyon. It's one of the places I like to stop. Always good for a moment's relaxation. Today we'll be starting on what I call Backpacking 101 or Intro to Backpacking. And the root word to backpacking is backpack. So we're going to begin this whole adventure with what backpacks are, the different types of backpacks, some of the features you may want to look out for, and what type of pack may be right for you. So let's dive right in. Hi folks, I'm Dan and welcome back to High Country. I'd like to apologize in advance. A little storm has tried to sneak up on me while I'm filming, so there may be some wind background noise, and I hope you'll bear with me. Now, as I mentioned in the intro, we're going to do a backpacks today. Now, in my Backpacking 101 or Intro to Backpacking theory, the root word of backpacking is backpack. So that's where we're going to start this whole series, is with the backpack itself. Now, there are generally three types of backpacks. There are a million types. Let me rephrase that. There's day packs, there's ultralight packs, there's cargo packs, there's mountaineering packs, but they're generally going to fall into one of three categories, and that is frameless, internal frame, or external frame. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, it's no different than a picture frame. A backpack frame is a rigid structure that you build the backpack around, just like a picture frame is. Now, I mentioned frameless packs, and that's where we're going to start. The most common frameless pack is the book bag that so many of us remember from school. When I say frameless, there is no rigid structure to this pack. You can roll it up like a taco because it is a frameless or soft pack. Now, they generally refer to these as day packs because you can get just about enough in one for one day, so they're not generally considered a serious packing pack. But I wanted to bring one out because everybody knows what they are, and this illustrates frameless pretty well. Now, here's a more traditional frameless pack. This is a 73 or 74 pattern South African military surplus, but it is a true frameless pack. There is no rigid structure. It's all soft. You can roll it up just as I described with this one. Now, this one, unlike the day pack, has a waist belt, which I highly recommend, and we'll get into why here in just a minute. What are some of the advantages of a frameless pack? It is my personal opinion that once you get a frameless pack properly adjusted, when your shoulder straps are right, your waist belt is right, when it's riding properly, it is the most comfortable pack to wear. It moves with you more like a shirt than like something that you're carrying, and I really, really like them for that reason. They also tend to be easier to store, and that may seem like an odd thing, but consider that your backpacking gear is going to spend a lot more time taking up space in your home than it is actually being out on the trail with you. And it is something to consider when you can squash this up and get it in a little cabinet that perhaps you can't get a rigid frame into. So that's something to think about. Disadvantages to soft packs or frameless packs. They don't tend to carry heavy weights as well. The frame is here to give you, again, a rigid structure to put something on, and a frameless doesn't have that. So it's going to be a little tougher to carry heavy weights. I personally think somewhere in the 35 to 40 pound range is about all I want to carry in a frameless pack. I have carried this one heavier. It is not the world's most pleasant experience. The other thing about a frameless pack is related to the way they ride. As I said, they ride with you. They're very smooth on you. One of the problems with that is it doesn't give a lot of room for air to move around. They can run a little hotter than a normal pack because they ride right up on you. So, advantages, they're easy to store, they ride very, very well, and they're very, very comfortable. Disadvantages, they tend to be a little hot, they don't carry quite as much weight, but that's a frameless pack. Next category is internal frame. Now, what that means is that the rigid part of the structure is built into the pack. It is internal in the pack. This particular pack has these stays built into the back here, and you can actually take them apart and remove the frame if for some reason you need to, if you want to carry it as a frameless or wash them or whatever the need may be. But that is an internal frame pack. You can see that there is rigidity to it. It cannot be folded like a taco, but there is nothing sticking to the outside. All right, what are some of the advantages of an internal frame pack over a frameless? As I mentioned before, once you get a frame, you can tend to carry a lot more weight more comfortably. When you get your waist belt strapped in right, a lot of the weight of the pack will rest on your hips instead of your shoulders, which makes your carrying solution a lot simpler and will make your trip a lot more pleasant. So you've moved up from the frameless to the internal frame. That helps you a lot more with weight. Now, some of the other advantages of an internal frame pack. You don't have a lot of things sticking out. The line of the pack will generally ride below your shoulders, so when you bend over to try and get under a tree, you don't have a hard, rigid item like this aluminum frame here sticking out to grab on something. So they do tend to carry very well. They tend to be a little flexible laterally, so they will conform to your back just a little bit. They carry a little, almost as comfortably as a soft pack, but they'll carry weight more like a frame pack. So that's some of the advantages. Some of the disadvantages, the big one for me is that they are not a modular item. The frame tends to be built into the pack and you can't make a lot of modifications to the pack. I like the flexibility of being able to lash on gear at different places. And the frame, an external frame, will give me that, as I'll show you in a moment. But you don't have that with this because it's not a modular design. It's difficult, if not impossible, to really modify the internal structure of an internal frame pack. Is that a disadvantage for you? It depends a little on your body type, what you're going to carry, the weights, the environment, but that's an internal frame pack. Last is an external frame pack, and as you can see, the frame is external. It's on the outside of the pack. What are some of the advantages of an external frame pack? To me, they carry weight better than every other pack. You can set these up that really 70, 80, 90 pounds, while not pleasant to carry, is certainly doable. And I just don't think that's, and there are people who will disagree with me. There are people who swear by internal frame packs for heavy weight, and that's fine. I prefer an external frame pack for large weights. This one in particular, you may not be able to see, has a small cargo shelf here, which I disconnect the bottom of the pack. I can fold the cargo shelf down, and then I can carry even heavier weight because I've got a shelf. It's not all just hanging in the pack. The other real advantage to me on an external frame pack is I've got places I can lash things down. I can put a bungee cord around here and here and get on extra cargo if I need to carry a tarp, if I find something cool on the trail that I want to bring back. I packed back a cow skull from a piece of BLM land a few years ago. That's the big advantage to me, is weight and the modular design. There are some other advantages here in that you can change the way you put your pack together, but we'll do that in another video when we talk about custom pack setup. So that, folks, is really your categories of packs: external frame, internal frame, and frameless. What's the best one for you? There is no best. Each one of them will do a very, very fine job within their limitations. If I'm going on a short hike with not a lot of weight, or even a long hike with not a lot of weight, I really do like a frameless pack. They carry so well, but they make me temperature sensitive. I tend to want to carry them in cooler weather because they ride right on my body. Internal frame pack gives you the weight carrying capability, but I don't think quite as much modularity. And the external frame pack gives you a lot of modularity and great weight carrying capability, but they do tend to be heavier by a long shot than the other two packs. So there we go. I hope that was a helpful demonstration of the general categories of packs. We'll get into more specifics in a later video, how to set up your pack, how to set up the suspension, maybe which pack you want to pick and why. And then we'll do another demonstration of packs in the video on cost, how much it's going to cost you to get one backpacking. I hope this has been helpful to you. If it has, tune back in next time and we'll have something else. I'm Dan. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.